Hi everyone, this is Manoj and today I'll discuss the second problem of yesterday Codeforces round 882 division 2 and I hope you guys understood the problem statement and before coming to see the solution. So the problem is basically you are given an array and you have to divide the array into some groups. Okay, you are given an array and you have to basically you are given an array and you have to divide this array into some groups. Okay, let's suppose I'll take one group. Let's suppose I take one group from 0, 1 and another group from 0, 4 and this is from 5, 6, 5 index 5 to 6 and the cost of the strength, okay, the group strength. Here it is given that the group strength, how we are supposed to going to calculate group strength. So if this is one group, then group strength of first group, this is one group and this is second group and this is third group. So if this is like one group, then the group strength of first group is basically we have to perform the AND operation between AND of all the elements of that group, a of 0 and of a of 1. So this is the group strength of the first group, and for the second group similarly a of 2 and a of 3 and a of 4. Yeah, this is the group strength for second group, and similarly group strength for third group is a of 5 and a of 6. This is the group strength. So you have to you have to minimize the sum of all the group strength. You have to minimize the sum of group strengths. Okay, and if you are able to find like if you are able to divide the array in such a groups, like if you are able to divide the array into different groups, and if there are more than two or three ways are there in which the sum of group strengths are equal and also that is minimum, and you have to look one thing after that, and you have to take that divisions of group or that array, that divisions of group which having a more number of group, and you have to, yeah, like you have to calculate that things basically. So here they have mentioned that uh, find the maximum number of group among all possible ways to divide the vampires with the smallest sum strength. So at first you have to focus on calculating smallest sum of strengths of group. Okay, and after that if you are find two ways of dividing the array, so such that in both the ways they having smallest sum strength, then you have to consider the way like that division in which you are finding, in which you have find maximum number of groups. So this is the question. So at first we have to focus on finding the smallest sum strength, and then we will focus on maximum number of groups. So yeah, like finding the smallest sum strength. So at first we have to divide the array into certain number of groups, but here I want to tell you one thing, that here I have to focus on the minimum value. Okay, what is the minimum value if I perform the AND operation between the element? And if we perform the AND operation between two elements, let's suppose this is one element and this is two element, then the AND of these two value, a of 1, a of 2, is less than or equal to minimum of a1 comma a2. If we perform AND operation between two element a1 and a2, this value is less than equal to minimum of a1 a2. So yeah, like by considering these things, we are going, like will be solving the problem on this problem. Mm, and now in the solution approach, I want to tell one thing, that at first you calculate the minimum and value. Okay, and from like from that minimum and value, we are by considering that value, will be divide the we will be divide the array into certain number of groups. Okay, so so how do we find the minimum and value of this array? Simply just perform the, let's suppose this is one array, a1, a2, a3, a4, a5. This is one array. And how I find the, like, how do I find the minimum and value? Okay, so minimum and value I can find like by just simply perform the AND operation between all the element. Okay, so I have some value, and here this AND value can be 0 or greater than 0. There are two possibility, and if AND value is greater than, oh, okay, let me write once again, a1, this is a2, and this is a3, and I found the AND value by performing the AND operation with all the element. Okay, and this AND value can be 0 or positive. If AND value is positive, okay, so that means uh, we are able to divide the groups into only one group, like array into only one group. Because if we divide the array into more than one group, let's just like see, this is one array. Okay, so let's just consider the minimum and value is positive. Okay, so let's just see, like, from up to this position, the AND value, like, by performing the AND operation between these element, we got the value this, like this minimum AND value. Okay, so like if we once get the minimum value, then if I perform the uh, 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 AND operation between these element, then also we get the same AND value, because I have already told that the AND value between two element a1 and a2, this is less than equal to minimum of a1 and a2. This is less than equal to this. Okay, and yeah, so if we are taking this these three element in one group, and for this group we have some positive value also. Okay, so you can ask me, like, for these guys the value can be 0. No, for these two guys the value cannot be 0. Why 0? Because if like, think na, like, if the value is 0 for these two elements, then I'm considering all the elements. So I'll also, like, if the AND operation between these two elements is 0, then 0 and something this x, then also give me 0, but this value is positive, so that's why this value cannot be 0. Okay, so this value having some value, like let's suppose this is the also the minimum value x. Okay, so while summing these two strength, I'll get value as 2x, and 2x is greater than x. That's why if I divide the group into two parts or more than two, then this then the sum of strength of groups will increase. So like we are not, like, our aim is not that increase the sum of group strength. So our aim is to decrease the sum of group strength. So that's why if the minimum and value is positive, then I'll not divide the array into certain groups. I'll consider the whole array as a one group. So that's why our answer will be positive 1 for this case. And for for zero case, I said that I have already said that there are two case arise, two case will be arise. Okay, so now for the zero case, we are going to divide the groups in, no, we are going to divide the array into certain groups. Okay, so how we are going to divide the groups, how we are going to divide the array into some groups? See, in this case, let's suppose this value is 0. Okay, so I just keeps on moving because you are taking the value in contiguous manner. Here they have written something, like they have written this thing, I guess. Yeah, like realize strength of groups into more formally strength of level from L to R. Yeah, like you are dividing the groups in this manner, na? Like this one group, then this one group, or you can divide these things. This is one group and this is one group. You cannot divide in this way because you have to consider this thing also. Okay, so yeah, uh, let's just find the up to which index uh, my minimum, like starting from 0th index to ith index. Let's just ith index be like somewhere in between 0 to n, 0 to n minus 1, and just keeps on doing, like perform the AND operation between the element, and like you will reach at point where your AND value becomes 0. Okay, let's just suppose up to, like starting from this position to this position, after this position my AND value becomes 0, so this is one, this will become one group. And I just try to find for like I just try to make this can be the second group or not, like can this be second group? Okay, so if yes, then I'll increase the group value as +1. Okay, so and for this, the for like this group to be my one group, like these two elements will form one group if the AND of these two element is 0. Other, like if the AND operation between these two element is not 0, then let's just suppose the AND value is x, then 0, this value is 0, 0 plus x is x, and now this value becomes x, but and x is greater than 0, and our aim is to minimize the group strength, but now in this case group strength increases, so that's why our, like the in this case, if this if AND operation between AND of these two element is greater than 0, greater than x, then in this case whole we'll consider the whole array a single group. Okay, and if the AND operation between these two elements becomes 0, then we'll consider these two as a one group, and our group becomes, like total number of group becomes 2. Similarly, mm, I have explained, like similarly I explained these things for like taking two group, and this can be extended for three groups, four groups as well, because like see, if these two form, like if the AND operation between these two element become 0. Okay, and if you have some element here, then you can try for this element as well. Okay, and if possible, if the AND operation between these three element will become 0, and then you can increase the group size as a +1, otherwise the group size remains 2, because you have to consider this element as a single group. So yeah, like that's the solution. If I show some solution, I have done the same thing, that here in this case I'll take the input and I just find the AND of minimum and I just perform the AND operation between all the element. And here I have like written one case, like if AND value is not equal to 0, in this case you have to print 1 and return. And let's start from group, let's just find the group 1, and then I'm doing the same thing. If temp value, like this is the temporary value, and temporary variable is equal to AND value, then I'll increase the group size and initialize the temp value is this, and else I just perform the AND operation. And at the end I'll check one thing, that if this value is not equal to 1, then I'll decrease the group size. That's the like last corner case, because if I keeps on dividing these groups, okay, so let's just suppose this value is 0 and this value is 0, and here I already group size increase 1. So when I'll get these things, I'll get this value. So I just increase the group size as a 1. So when while coming to this position, when I'll come to this position, then my group size will be 2. But like I have already considered that uh, these elements are forming one group. But if these elements are not forming one group, then for that case I have written this condition, that if temple at the end, like see, if these three elements are forming one group, then no problem, temp value becomes and value, this condition will not satisfy. But if these elements are not forming one group, then this condition satisfied and I have to decrease one value, because I have already considered that this as one group, but these elements will form one group, but now these elements are not forming one group, so I have to increase the group value 1, and I just print the group value. Okay, so this is the pretty much solution for this problem. So we'll see you in next video.